Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and everything pop culture related. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by my co-host and my good friend, Devin. And today we are going to be bringing you our coverage of Invincible, Episode 7, titled We Need to Talk. This is the penultimate episode, the big episode before the season finale. And before we begin today's review, you can listen to our podcast on platforms around the internet and here on YouTube. So make sure to follow us make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Film Optics. That is Optics with an X for all of our latest announcements. Devin, how are you doing, my dude?
It's Friday. I'm about to go back to the movie theater. It's a good night.
Get over here. Get back to the theater. I don't know. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. You know, we just tackled one review. If you haven't listened already, our Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 6 review titled One World, One People, our season finale review is now up on the podcast, so you can check that out. That episode out. It's also available up on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. But yeah, so, you know, we kind of said hi before, but, you know, for those who haven't, you know, how's your week been?
We made it to Friday. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, man. I hear you there, man. Hey, it's a nice weekend. You know, hopefully everyone out there is having a good weekend. You know, especially for content creators, you know, it's just been very, very crazy, very, very crazy with the amount of coverage for, you know, all the shows that people have been pumping out. And we're getting a little bit of a break, I feel like. You know, Mortal Kombat is out this weekend. Like you said, Devin's going to go see it this weekend. I might do the same thing. It kind of just depends on, you know, if I get this, this up and out for people tomorrow. But yeah, let's just dive straight on in. You know, we're going to do our initial, excuse me, let me back up here a little bit. The way we're going to be, covering this review, we're going to be going through our initial reactions of the episode, going down through an episode breakdown. If there's any Easter eggs out there, of course, you know, we like to kind of cover those. And of course, predictions for the season finale, which would be episode 8. And then we'll get into our ratings. So initial reaction, Devin, I'm curious about your thoughts of this wonderful episode.
I gotta say, I wasn't blown away like it seems like you were.
I was.
I thought it was good, solid, but definitely wasn't blown away. I do like that we finally find out what the hell a robot is doing.
Yeah.
We finally find out he's the thing that's in the tube. He's not building that. He is that.
That was freaky. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on.
His name is Rudy.
Rudy. Very deformed little potato looking thing.
But other than that, we didn't really learn anything, which does make some sense because we have a finale still.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot discovered next week. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as Devin pretty much said, I was over the moon when it came to this episode. You know, it's you know, each episode gets more and more tense, like I keep saying, but it's like this. It was just, especially the ending. The ending is what really, really got me. But you know, I'm not sure if it's the story's just told so well, like everything with Amber, and then you know Eve and Grayson's parents, and just everything that's coming together. I do feel like, you know, and I feel like we're not going to get all the answers in season 1. And I think that's an issue people are starting to have. What I've noticed a little bit with, you know, we've seen it with WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now this, especially for one season, it's like not everything is going to be answered. Not every story thread is going to be tied up in a nice, neat little bow, for season 1. And I don't think we're going to get all the answers even in the season finale, because I do assume, you know, we are getting a second season of this. You know, it hasn't been announced yet, but the way how everyone's been reacting to it, it has been fantastic. Like you said with Rudy, Rudy the robot. That was kind of a surprise to me. Like, it took me a second to put two and two together. It was like, oh crap, like that's really, really interesting. But it's just the fact, this big secret has been, looming with us this entire season, and it's starting to seep out into the public. And we really see that with Nolan this episode. And, his secret's pretty much almost out. We haven't heard the reason why he killed the Guardians of the Globe, but one of them, does come back a little bit with a vengeance.
The immortal.
The immortal.
Not very immortal.
Not anymore.
Wasn't the first episode either.
No, he was not. But yeah, my initial reactions is I'm loving it. Between this and Falcon Winter Soldier, I definitely look forward to this more every single week. And it just, the animation.
Impossible to compare.
Okay.
Just being rated R makes this like more entertaining.
Well,
no matter what.
Not even the fact that it's rated R. I just really like the story here. We still have, Grayson, he's not going to master his powers within one season. He's a late bloomer. He's new to this entire world of being a superhero, trying to figure out his responsibilities as a person and, who he decides to share his life with. And we getting into our episode breakdown, we kind of see that with Amber.
She knew for a few weeks now. She's putting up with his BS.
I don't like her anymore, Devin. I don't. Nope, not anymore. It's like I kind of get where she's coming from, but it's just like he finally works up the courage to tell her that hey, I'm invincible, and she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, what? And it's like, that's supposed to be a big moment for him because obviously his friend kind of figured it out. But at the same time, it's just like, it's something vulnerable that you're sharing with someone, even though they're not technically together. It's like, she just knew and she kind of just shrugged him off. And that's the reaction that I was wondering what the reaction was going to be when he finally does tell Amber, hey, I'm invincible, I'm a superhero. I've been risking my life to keep, humanity safe. And she kind of just shrugs it off like it's just old news. But I guess that kind of comes from the trope of, we're kind of veering away from, Peter, you disappeared during the big explosion or whatever. Like, where were you all that time? And, people are, these side characters are starting to become self-aware. They're not just idiots. Like when it comes to like Superman, it's like, oh, he takes off the glasses and he's an entirely different person. He slicks his hair back and it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely not the same person as Clark Kent, but obviously it is. But you know what I mean?
She's not just like some dumb damsel in distress. She can use her brain. Yeah,
she's not an idiot, which I really, really like, but also fuck you, Amber. Well, you did my boy dirty. Come on. Like, no. I was like, wow. Well, she just like kind of went down a few pegs on my favorite characters in this show. So what about you? What did you think of, her reaction?
Sorry, I just keep thinking about. Did you hear what was Zack Snyder's plan for the next Justice League movie?
No.
With Lois Lane.
Oh, with Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about that and how awful that is.
Okay, so people keep saying that's terrible, but it happens in, I can't remember if it's Batman the Animated Series or one of the movies or Superman the Animated Series, but Batman does end up dating Lois Lane for like a little bit. And like, that's been around is what I'm trying to say.
Any less dumb. Like, that just makes both of them look stupid.
Hey man, Superman can't please your woman. Batman's gonna scoop her up. He's got all the money. Superman's the most powerful person in the entire universe or world. But then you got the man with money, and it's like they always come flocking. Just flaunt that money.
Apparently, she's just a dumb bimbo.
Yeah, and obviously, that is not Lois Lane, but so you're trying to compare that to.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that, but it feels like this series does a better job with the female counterpart character as far as not just falling into tropes.
Yeah, and we see that with Grayson's mom as well. You know, played by Sandra Oh.
Because from what I've heard in the comics, she just doesn't figure it out ever or at all.
She does later on, apparently, because I watched.
But in the show, they made her figure out right away.
Yeah,
she's a smart person.
Yeah, I was watching heavy spoilers video of it. I only got like a few minutes in, but
I was watching that too. But then he was starting to get into spoilers, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't want any of this."
Oh, did you watch it before?
Because people who read the comics know
what's going to happen. Yeah,
intentions are.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
At all costs.
Yeah. So I guess okay. So I was about maybe 3 minutes in, and he was saying that his mother does figure out Nolan's plan, but not until later on. But I guess what he had also said, they're kind of taking bigger moments from the comics and putting them, into the show. It's an adaptation.
That's the beauty of adapting comics. You can just pick and choose the best moments and fit them into your narrative and the story that you want to tell.
Yeah. So you don't have to,
you don't have
follow
to sit there and read pointless panels. You can just get to the good stuff.
Yeah, that too. That's very, very true. Yeah, so now that you bring that up, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the rest of this. I don't know, but man, oh man. So, because I know Leo and Zach, they started reading the comics, so like they definitely know, something that's up, and that's what's great though. These TV shows. Holy crap! These TV shows kind of they usher in new fans for sure, and then it kind of
I've been trying to piece it together what the deal is with Omni-Man, and I have no idea.
The only thing I can think of is that like he's like he wants to be the strongest person.
The only thing I can think of is somehow it has something to do with Alan the Alien, because we haven't seen him come back yet.
Alan the Alien, who is that?
It was the Seth Rogen character who like visited Earth just for battle, and then Mark went up to greet him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's the only guess I have. I have no idea.
That's all right. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, the entire episode. It is this very. I love how Cecil. Oh my God,
Cecil's just throwing everything he has at him. Just trying to stop him.
There was so much going on, dude. And it's like, and then Cecil reveals to Nolan, he's like, by the way, he's like, I know what you did, but I'm just playing dumb, but I'm trying to figure out what your motives are. And, Cecil's just throwing everything at Nolan.
They've already repurposed those cyborgs that Ezra Miller created.
Oh my God. Ezra Miller.
And he's still alive, which is unfortunate.
Hey man, he's looking pretty rough there. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it's just, I love how this entire episode, everything's woven together. You have Grayson, he's trying, you have Mark trying to, open up to Amber, and then, that is like officially done. Then he kind of runs to Eve, which I think Grayson and Eve will be way better off, to be completely honest. And then, you have Sandra Oh's character, the mother, and Nolan having it out and whatnot, and Cecil's trying to get to Mark before Nolan does.
And Donald is very dead. The King of the Hill character, Donald, is very dead.
R.I.P. man.
He just like scrunched his spine through his shirt.
Dude,
like, what?
He tried, like he knew exactly he was getting into.
All those kills in that scene, they're very Homelander-esque.
Yeah. When Nolan finds out.
Just faster and stronger than anything. He just runs into you and you die. That's what it is.
And it's like everybody knows the stakes that they're doing, trying to, delay Omni-Man or Nolan from being, from reaching Mark, because, he obviously wants to tell his family. So we know that, Omni-Man has this soft side, at least for he has sympathy, at least for his family.
I think he does.
I don't know what's going on, dude, but it's crazy. I mean, the cliffhanger was amazing. Like we have Immortal, and he's coming back and he remembers everything that Nolan did. And then
what is Immortal supposed to be based off of?
I don't know. I was assuming it's another Superman.
Wolverine.
Yeah, he kind of does. And then we have the other Guardians of the Globe guy getting his powers back, which is pretty interesting. But we also have like the weird, not the kind of weird love interest between Robot and Monster Girl.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
That's why he took Rexplode's DNA, because he knew that she was interested in him, which is weird. It's all weird because.
But like it works, and it works. Yeah, she's portrayed as a child, but she's really like what, in her mid 20s, because of the curse that I think is every single time she uses it, she becomes like a week younger than what she was, which is a very interesting concept. So
I don't know if it works. It's just weird.
Because it's like,
because it's a child. Like I can't get over that. Like mentally. But he's like really into her and wants her to like him. But I guess he's also a child now, or like a teenager.
Dude, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I guess he is. Well, okay. So when Rudy copied his, so we thought it was just more of a body transfer, but the two blue clones,
the Mahler twins.
Yeah, the Mahler twins.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna call them the Blue Smurfs, but yeah, the Mahler twins. The way they were explaining it, they were saying, it's copying the conscience into that body, so it's not necessarily a mind transfer, but the fact that they look like
he kind of killed off the former body, kind of ended the suffering.
Well, yeah, and I think the Mahler twins were saying that it works well for them because they look identical, so they don't know who's the original. Honestly, the original could have been dead ages ago. And, they're probably just both clones. But in this case with Rudy, or the robot, we have this shriveled up little potato thing.
Stephen Hawking-esque.
Yeah. And then we have this, prime a 13-year-old boy specimen over here. He wants to transfer his conscience over. And it's a smart way of killing off the original, but he's still alive because it's transferring his conscience over, which is basically the same person. It's
also a good way of keeping Rexplode relevant.
Yeah,
because he was starting to fade away.
Yeah, he was kind of the the frat boy party hero. We've kind of seen that throughout the season where they're not necessarily working as a team. It's kind of like, they're working quote unquote together, but like they're kind of out for themselves at the same time. They're not working, they're not utilizing their powers to minimize the damage to the city. They don't really care. But it's kind of like their mindset is, hey, we can do what we want, without any real repercussions. They're more focused on just beating the bad guys, beating the threat, but they're not more so focused on saving as many lives as possible. Like if there's lives to save in their way, they'll do it, but they weren't really utilizing their powers in that way. But yeah, Rexplode was very I like him as a character, and he is kind of just like that party guy, like the guy who usually disagrees with everyone. Like I think he is a fine character. I love it how he like freaks out that like Robot was. He was so casual about it. He's like, this is what happened. He's like, he lays it all out on the table. And then everyone's...
Yeah, I'll explain why I chose you later.
Yeah, it's... but it works with Monster Girl because like she understands. She's like, oh, like he did it for me. And, we see later on when Nolan's, out there, Nolan and Mark were out there facing like the tentacle monster and whatnot. And then Immortal comes through. The kaiju, yeah. And then, Immortal comes through and then Nolan just wrecks the shit all over again. And people start to see the real him and everyone's just in shock. Like we see it with, and Amber's even tuning in on her laptop, and Monster Girl kind of gets afraid and she like holds not Rex. See, I'm doing it. Rudy's hand.
I just love how is it just the government organization that Cecil works for? Is there a name for it, or is it just the government?
I do not know off the top of my head. I don't think there is a name. There might be one in the comics, but
I just like so much how they're repurposing like these old foes that Omni-Man has faced because they know they need to have a backup plan. That means they know something that we don't know.
That
they
too.
have something deeper.
Yeah, and
they're this desperate to try to stop him.
Yeah, and
they even get his blood, his Mark's blood.
Yeah, Mark's blood, and it's like, and they're not even sure if how attached Mark is to his father, because when their mom's saying like call off the beast and whatnot, and then Eve wants to go in and help. Everything's super crazy going around, and Cecil's like, no, he's like it sucks, but he's like, I don't know where Mark stands on everything. But we see later on in the episode, when Nolan almost gets his eyes like ripped out by Immortal, and then Mark kind of like steps back, and his
eyes looked crazy.
Yeah, I loved just the aesthetic. This entire show looks so beautiful, and I'm excited. Hopefully, if it gets to season 2, I'm excited to see the production value go up. But it just looks amazing. It's like, yeah, like it's a cartoon, but like these are real people with like real lives. And for the longest time, the whole stereotype of cartoons is like, oh, it's been for kids. And it's like, well, I've watched a lot of anime that begs to differ with that. I've watched a lot of, just adult cartoons. Excuse me. We have South Park. We have American Dad. We have Family Guy, et cetera, Futurama and whatnot. It is just really, really crazy out there to think that, a lot of people just dismiss shows like this just for the facts that they are animated, and they don't even give it a chance.
Same thing with Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that too. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just a style. It is just a style of telling the story. Excuse me. But honestly, I think a lot of franchises work better animated. I mean, I think we are supposed to get like a live action Invincible, which is interesting, but I just kind of I like how, at least for the show, it's not just like The Boys all over again, because like we've kind of seen that, you know what I mean? So yeah. It's like, it's different. It works. Like,
you have more freedom when it's animated. You can literally do whatever you can draw.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's definitely a budget. I mean, per season.
Like Solar Opposites and the Hulu budget.
Dude, that gets me every freaking time. That was the funniest thing ever. It's like, dear so-and-so, please expand the budget for season 2 so we can have more kick-ass scenes. They're like, oh my God, that was the best. Well, that was a crazy fight I've ever seen in my life. We just see the aftermath. But yeah, sorry, going off the rails there a little bit. But yeah, going back to this episode, it was just, I was glued to my seat as soon as like the very end, when Mark's like, Dad, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? And he's like, son, like we need to talk.
We need to talk.
And then I was like, damn it! Oh man, I was so pissed, man. Never have I ever wanted to watch a second, the season finale for a show, like right then and there. Like, I just wanted to keep on going. But I respect, the game when it comes to weekly releases, because we wouldn't be able to do things like we're doing right now if it wasn't for weekly releases. It would just be, one thing we talked about for about like a week or two and then on to the next. But man, it was just so good. But I'm sorry, I've been rambling there for a bit. Was there anything you wanted to kind of cover for this episode? Any likes, dislikes, pros, cons?
I'm trying to think.
Boom, 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 boom. I was joking. I just wasn't sure if there's anything else you wanted to touch on.
It's interesting that the Mahler twins escaped. They didn't get caught by Rudy. He just kind of let him go because he had to go off on his own adventure. So they're still out there, whatever that means.
Yeah,
we still have Titan out there somewhere.
Oh yeah. I was gonna wonder like whatever happened to Titan. He played Mark like a violin and just kind of went about his business. Now he's the top dog.
That's my favorite episode.
I think so. I'm just telling you.
Actually, maybe one might still be just because it was so shocking.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to see more Battle Beast. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, we need more Battle Beast.
I want to see him come back. Round 2. Let's go, wrecking shit all over again.
Maybe he's why Omni-Man's doing this.
Maybe
He's got to prepare for Battle Beast or something.
I'm wondering if he just wants to be the sole protector of Earth, because he kind of says in this episode where when he's talking to his wife that it's he's what did he say? He's like, I never needed their help like for anything, and it shows how egotistical he can be, and he has a big head, but it's just like, come on, like, dude. I just want to know. I want to know his reasoning. This is so much going on. Mark is still learning. He almost gets eaten by that kaiju monster. So, yeah, it is just crazy. I'm just so excited for this. Like, I just want more of it, like right now. But let's get into scores here. Let's wrap this up. We've been talking about this here for a while. So, Devin, what would you give the rating of Invincible episode 7 titled "We Need to Talk"?
I'll give it an A-. Like I mentioned, it didn't blow me away, but it definitely didn't. I didn't really have many complaints, so
okay,
got the job done. Ready for the finale?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna go with the solid A myself. There's always room for error. And I just right off the bat with Amber, I was like, come on, Amber. Like, really? Like, you've known this entire time. And it's like, I get it. Yes, Mark kind of did deserve it because he didn't tell her, but there was a reason why he didn't tell her. And I thought it was a very valid reason. Everything is coming together. I think this is the best interwoven episode we've gotten so far. And it just keeps getting better and better with each episode, in my opinion. Honestly, I don't think for me at least, there isn't a necessarily what I would call like a weak episode nothing
Definitely,
really.
The Mars one was weak for me.
I liked because it did move the plot forward because, you kind of get Mark out of, the hair and trying to, investigate Nolan as closely as you can. But other than that, it's damn near perfect, man. My God, I'm very, very excited. And I really I just want to give a shout out to just even in the Invincible official Twitter, they've been having so much fun, just connecting with fans about this. You can really tell how excited they are to bring this to the world because these comics have been around for a little bit of time, and the memes, the posts, everything. It's just great. The interaction with the fans is just phenomenal. So, well done. Absolutely. But yeah, so that pretty much concludes our episode or our review of Invincible episode 7 titled "We Need to Talk." So, of course,
do it in your best J.K. Simmons voice.
Damn it. I can't really do it. I want Spider-Man. No, I can't.
We need to talk. Oh, that was
he was like, Mark, we need to talk. No, that was Marcus. Mark, we need to talk. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. Because his voice is so distinct.
It's distinct.
So distinct. That I can.
What if Spider-Man just showed up and he was like, "Oh hey, I used to work for you.
I want Spider-Man." Yeah, it's hard. Very, very hard.
And he's also Detective Gordon.
He is Detective Gordon. That is very true. But man,
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Commissioner Gordon. Okay, you want to talk about weird between Batman and Lois Lane? Did you see the Killing Joke movie? I'll send you the clip later. We won't talk about it here on the podcast. Well, fuck it, whatever. Batman and Batgirl hook up.
That's normal.
Just on the middle of the rooftop, banging it out. I was like, whoa, this is weird. But yeah, it happened. Batman and Barbara just getting it on till the break of dawn. But
and she was able at that point. She wasn't crippled.
No, she was not. This was prior. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I'll send you the clip later. You're gonna be like, what? But yeah. Anyway, that concludes, like I said, our review today. Make sure to check out our Falcon and Winter Soldier season finale, episode 6, titled One World, One People. I felt like that title was coming for one of the episodes at least. But I feel like that is a common somewhat saying that they were doing there. But yeah, make sure to check that out. And also make sure to check out our new segment here on the podcast titled Music City Verified. It gives us it gives me the opportunity to interview Nashville artists here in the area. And I had the pleasure to interview one of my really good friends, Kayla Woodson, an up-and-coming country music star here in Nashville. She has a new single that's out titled Watch Me. You should definitely check it out. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. Just released. By the time of this recording, it has been released for at least a day. So definitely check out the interview here on the podcast that we did with her. There was a small little intro snippet piece on the Music City Drive-In website as well. And Shadow and Bone is also out this weekend. So I wrote a review for that. So check that out over on musiccitydrivein.com as well. But I think we're going to do a Mortal Kombat review. Haven't figured out what day yet, but we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. So let's get out of here, Devin. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening, and make sure to check out the other shows over on musiccitydrivein.com and subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. That was Devin. My name is Christian, and we'll see you guys in the next one.